All right, about 50 seconds to go, and the fleet is generally around the committee road again, except for Fred Baker here in boat 20. They've been watching the wind very carefully down by the pin and have determined that on average this should be a better place to start. There's also, now there are some boats headed this way, but they're not going to get here in time. Fred's going to have the pin to himself because Blue Jay, the leader, coming at us, and Pettipa, who's over the line early, coming at us, are fighting the current. So now Fred is showing the lefty, and so if he's not over early, he's going to have a great start. However, he does risk being over. All right, now Fred is below the line. There's only one boat above the line. There's the start. One boat's over early. And Fred has indeed taken this pin start with Blue Jay up on their hip, which is good for Blue Jay. They haven't been doing that well today, but they're looking pretty good here. Well, they can't tack yet. Blue Jay started too well. They can cross everybody else, including Pettipa, who had been over at 20 seconds and dipped into a nice spot. Blue Jay can tack, and they can hear the hailing of Ra down there and agree. They tack, and now Ra tacks, and they'll cross everybody. Pin was indeed favored for this start. Oh, it was 24 that was over early, the kid boat. They're finally clear. They got a long way to go to catch up on this one. We're in a lefty. Blue Jay looks like they actually have the lead over Fred right now. Blue Jay is Saul Rosen's boat. I assume he's at the helm. And they're very close. After that, it's really close for a third. I think Pettipa is going to make it here. They do. They cross ahead. And so I believe they're in third. 26 that they crossed is Frank McNamara and Warp Drive, going to tack on their hip. 23 and 27, Sorcerer and Wasabi are in that group. But way over on the other side, 14's doing well. Andrew Baker is in a little bit of a righty. And following him over there is Mike Cannon. Sorry, there's Mike. Oh, and way up on their hip, boat 16, that's Jim O'Leary in a righty. So the middle was not the place to be this race. It was way right or way left. But it is awfully streaky. Oh, look at this shift that just hit them. Well, that totally collapses the big lift that the righty guys had. And so now the boats in the middle are looking a little better. So Fred Baker gets around first, just ahead of Sal on Blue Jay. And 19 is next, that's Jim Pettipa. And then there's a cluster after that. It's going to depend on who can get clear air with the spinnaker. Right now, nobody's got it. Oh, I better back up. We're going to be in the way. So it's one way that Wasabi's going to get clear. Warp Drive, Frank McNamara here is coming at us. And they certainly got clear of everybody, but they're not heading for the lured mark. They are, however, going up current. Wow, why'd he go up so much? Oh, I think they're trying to clear a space to jibe. Back into traffic. Onto port as well, so they need to go behind Deke. That's Andrew Baker in the 10 boat. So I wonder if that's going to work for Frank. Might not have been so terrible continuing up current, but because he's now going to be in the middle, and it'll be Deke that sails on this right side of the run. Santuza's having their best race so far. They look like they're in about fourth. And let's see, the back of the fleet, we got a couple boats struggling with a spinnaker. They're on the wrong jibe in 18. But 24, that's white with the blue up near the top. They're now up to mid-fleet after being over early. A black spinnaker way over there, I can't quite tell who that is from here. They're certainly carrying that side of the course. It'll be interesting to see how Deke comes out of this. Well, first is certainly not close. After that, it is. I think there was Mike Cannon who got around in second, but it's really close for second. There's a lot of boats that could be second. Looking at the leader, I'd say the breeze is due to go a little further right for the rest of the group here. That's going to favor these boats that rounded the left gate mark and attacked the starboard. Even 24 should be lifted up a little bit and beat that group down there. That group is pretty significant. There's a lot of boats down there. Well, if they lay the finish down there, Fred Baker's going to be second. Oh, they don't quite lay it. They got to tack. But the pin looks a little favored maybe. And Fred does get in there for second. Looks like third is going to be Chris Lombardo. Followed by 15, Mike Cannon, who was second around the leeward mark at the gate. 24 is going to be fifth. They were over early, rallied as high as second at one point, but got pinwheeled a bit at the leeward mark, which is why they dropped to fifth. Looks like 6 is going to be 11. That's Sergowitz, just getting across now. And sneaking in at the other end is 16. That's Jim O'Leary, followed by 12, Saul Rosen and Blue Jay. Whoops, sorry about the camera work. After that, the Pettipas get across, followed by Deke finally, Andrew Baker. 22, and then Ika. And then looks like 20, looks like 26. That's Frank McNamara finally gets across. But they were doing better than that. These are the boats that were pretty far back on the run. However, they're going to pick off one boat over there. They're going to pick off a racing class boat. One of these is a racing class boat as well. Followed by 21. It's Lars steering that boat. And we're ready for another race. I think it's going to be twice around.